Hello, my name is Michael Hartman, and for my abstract, I chose an article titled The Impact of Leader Member Exchange on Follower Performance in Light of the Larger Social Network. Leader Member Exchange, or LMX, conceptualizes leadership as a process that is centered on the interactions between the leader and the follower. The authors or researchers in this article wanted to analyze the role that leader member exchange has on follower performance. In order to do that, they wanted to look at it through the lens or under the microscope of the social network. And they defined the social network with these two components of workflow network centrality and friendship network centrality. So they concluded that workflow network and friendship network, as well as job performance, are contributing factors that determine high quality LMX. They dug in, they conducted and gathered data with questionnaires from a sample of 240 nurses and 20 supervisors that were working at four Dutch hospitals. The authors evaluated both the leaders rating the followers as well as the followers rating the followers. And they did that within the lens of that workflow network centrality and that friendship network centrality as well as job performance. So really the supervisors were rating the nurses, and then the nurses were rating the nurses, which I think is really pivotal here in the data. So how did they define the workflow network? The authors said that it was the extent that a respondent's direct coworkers are dependent on the respondent's workflow to carry out their work. The question that they asked in the questionnaire was, how dependent are you on X, on Michael, for materials, means, and information in order to carry out your job adequately? The data was surprisingly high and showed a dependence on colleagues. So they moved on to the next component of the social network as they defined friendship network, which was just a mutual liking among employees. And so to measure this, they asked a question about the degree that coworkers liked each other. So the question is, does Michael like me and do I like Michael? I mean, that's really what it came down to. And the data suggested that there were friendships, of colleagues that worked together in the same department. And so they moved on to really analyzing job performance based on six criteria pieces, including dedication, communication, self reliance, accountability, and administrative work and planning of work. They looked at every angle from analyzing it individually, all the data to in two-way interactions and even three-way interactions to see if workflow and friendship and job performance and LMX quality, how do they all engage? What are the results? What are the findings? And to summarize, what they found was that when followers can access job related resources, so like high workflow network centrality, then being central in the friendship network does not positively affect the relationship between the LMX quality and job performance. However, when followers have fewer job related resources at their disposal, so a lower network centrality, then the centrality of friendship network renders a high quality LMX into a higher job performance. So the research and the findings show an importance of the social context in which the leader member exchange is intertwined. So I think that it's important to see that employees always need resources and they always need support, not just from the leader, but from multiple relationships. And this is going to enhance their job performance. Both the friendship and the workflow network centrality, when they're low, LMX quality does not impact the follower job performance. That is incredible to know that leader member exchange is more than just the leader and the follower relationship. Yes, it's important. It is important that the leader and the follower have a good relationship, but it doesn't render high performance. That alone doesn't mean that the follower is going to perform at a high capacity, but instead you have to consider how different social relationships impact follower performance. Thank you so much for tuning in to this presentation, and I hope you learned something new. Thanks so much.